Hi, my name's Eliza Perks from Enhanced Life Coaching and Perks Hotels. Today, I'd like to share with you how you can analyse your team's leaders and also how you can analyse each other. Also explain to you the organisational chart as well. So I understand that often leaders don't analyse their teams regularly and it keeps them very mediocre. So we go through life and see the same things from our teams, but if we stopped and analysed them properly, we could be pleasantly surprised or could be bitterly disappointed. So imagine if we could do that to ourselves also and our talent and they can analyse us. How powerful would that be? To be given the opportunity to better ourselves regularly. And as you know, I'm part of an elite entrepreneur organisation and we meet regularly and we learn heaps of business hacks, which I love to share to you. The information I share is going to give you the most value in your role. So imagine going from not truly knowing your team to analysing them and realising their full potential. Okay, I'm going to share now. Okay. Share. Excellent. Get a big screen and move that up there. Excellent. People Analyzer and Accountability Chart. So the People Analyzer part 1. So first what we're going to do is we're going to put the names of the people we are going to analyse in the left-hand column, and then we'll be listing our core values across the top. Then we're going to rate each person according to his or her adherence to the core values and give them 1 of 3 ratings. So number 1 is he or she exhibits that core value most of the time. 2, sometimes he or she exhibits the core value and sometimes he or she doesn't. And 3, he or she doesn't exhibit the core value most of the time. So the ideal situation in our organisation is to surround ourselves with 100% of the right people. However, this is only an ideal, so don't get caught up in the perfection. So what the leadership team has to do is determine what the bar is. And the bar is the minimum standard we will accept from the People Analyzer results. The power of the setting, the bar, is that we give all leaders absolute clarity on what is acceptable and what is not. And once leaders know our expectation, they will hold their people accountable accordingly. So the recommended bar for a company with 5 core values is some pluses, 2 minus or plus, and never a minus. So the key point is that anyone who is at or above the bar is the right person, and your goal is to get 100% of the right people in the company. So People Analyzer part 2. So step 1 is after discovering our core values as a leadership team, we need to people analyze each other. And this will accomplish 2 objectives. First, it will validate our core values. And second, we will see if someone on the leadership team is below the bar. Step 2 is have the leadership team people analyse everyone in the organisation and then have each leader share those results in one-on-one sessions. This will bring the tool to life throughout the organisation. And step 3 is use the People Analyzer in our quarterly performance review with all team members. And let them analyse you also. Don't be afraid to put our money where our mouth is. Accountability chart. So now we're going to map out the entire organisation using the accountability chart structure to illustrate all of the functions in the organisation and which function they report to, and then list the 5 major roles of that function. Determine if we have a visionary in the organisation, and if we do, illustrate it clearly. And as we construct the accountability chart, a few words of caution. Create the structure first. Don't put names into any of the boxes yet. In other words, illustrate the correct functions at all levels in the organisation. And this method will keep us honest with ourselves and lead us to the best structure. Once the right structure is set, then we're going to put the right people in the right seats. And when we're finished, the accountability chart should look like an org chart with 5 bullet points that illustrate major roles of each function. An important note, the accountability chart will clarify function, role, and reporting structure, but it will not define communication structure. Our communication should flow freely across all lines and departments where necessary, and creating an open and honest culture. With departments, we will avoid cross-departmental issues. The accountability chart is in no way will create divisions. So 1 name, 2 seats. We can have 1 name in 2 seats, just not 2 names in 1 seat. So if we have people in more than 1 seat, for instance, our bookkeeper is also our shipping person, that's okay as long as they have enough time to do both jobs well. With the accountability chart in place, we now can determine when someone is working at full capacity. So each person only has 100% of his or her working time. And this 100% represents the amount of time each person is willing to work and maintain balance. For some people, it's 40 hours per week, and for others, it's 70 hours a week, and everyone's different. So when the amount of work requires more than 100% to do the job well, say 120%, something has to give. And this person needs to delegate and elevate the extra 20% because he or she is holding the organisation back and hitting the ceiling. And when we delegate and elevate, it's vital that we have the right person in the right seat. And if we don't, we will never feel completely comfortable letting go. We must also realise that we have no choice but to delegate. And if you are at 120%, we are holding back the organisation and probably starting to burn out. So evolution. As the organisation grows, our accountability chart will continue to evolve and change. And at a growth of 20%, we will make a change to the accountability chart about every 90 days. So thank you very, very much for listening to my presentation today. I really enjoyed presenting it to you, and I hope you got a lot of great goodies out of it. Follow me some more on this platform and YouTube as well. I've got many other presentations to share. Thanks for listening.